There's something going on in your mind right now that you've probably never stopped to question. A constant stream of thoughts flows through your awareness. For your entire life, you've assumed these thoughts are you, that they come from you, that they define who you are. What I'm about to share has the power to completely change how you relate to reality itself. Once you truly see this, there's no going back. The realization transforms everything. Right now, take a moment to simply observe your thinking. Don't try to control it or stop it. Just watch. Notice how thoughts appear in your awareness without your conscious permission. You didn't choose to have the thought you just had. It simply showed up, fully formed in the space of your consciousness. Here is the question that shatters the illusion. If you didn't consciously create that thought, where did it come from? Most people live their whole lives without ever asking this. They experience a thought and instantly identify with it. I'm thinking this, so this must be me. Yet neuroscientists have confirmed something that spiritual traditions have recognized for thousands of years. By the time you're consciously aware of a thought, your brain has already been processing it for roughly 300 to 500 milliseconds. You are not generating thoughts, you are receiving them, witnessing them after unconscious processes have already built them. Processes you have no direct control over. This is not just philosophy, it's measurable science. In the 1980s, Benjamin Libet's famous experiments demonstrated that conscious awareness of a decision comes after the brain has already begun preparing the action. What you experience as your choice, thought, or decision is actually a after-the-fact explanation of processes that started before you were consciously aware. Let that sink in deeply. The inner voice you've called I is not creating original content. It is narrating material that is already being delivered to it by unconscious systems. This discovery becomes truly revolutionary for how you experience life. When you believe thoughts are yours, you give them tremendous power. A fearful thought arises, you become afraid. An angry thought appears, you become angry. A limiting belief shows up, you accept it as your limitation. But the moment you see that thoughts are not you, that they are simply events arising in consciousness, like clouds drifting across the sky, everything changes. You stop being controlled by thinking and begin to observe it. Reality, which once mirrored your unconscious identification with those thought patterns, now begins to respond to something deeper, more authentic, something that has always existed beneath the mental noise. I want you to try a simple experiment right now so you can experience this directly. This isn't just theory, it's something you can verify for yourself. For the next 60 seconds, try not to think at all. Seriously, stop reading after this paragraph, set a timer for 60 seconds, and do your best to have zero thoughts. Just pure awareness, no thinking. Go ahead and try it before you continue. So, what happened? If you're honest, you'll see that thoughts kept popping up anyway, despite your intention to stop them. You might have managed a few seconds of quiet, then suddenly a thought appeared about dinner, a memory from yesterday, or even a judgment about how the exercise was going. The thoughts arrived uninvited, unwanted, and entirely outside your conscious control. This simple test reveals something profound. If you cannot control whether thoughts appear, then you are not the source of your thoughts. You are the awareness in which thoughts appear. The distinction may seem small, but it is the difference between being trapped inside mental patterns and being free from them. Here is the practical takeaway most people overlook. Once you realize you are not the thinker, you no longer need to argue with your thoughts. Right now, you probably have an ongoing inner battle, believing some thoughts, rejecting others, trying to control certain ones, feeling guilty about others. It's exhausting because you're treating thoughts as if they are definitive statements from you about reality. But what if thoughts are more like a radio playing in the background? Sometimes it plays music you enjoy. Sometimes it's just noise or static. Sometimes it broadcasts fear, anxiety, or limitation. The radio is not you. You are the awareness that listens to it. Just as you can change the station without identifying with whatever was playing before, you can allow thoughts to pass without taking them as truth or defining yourself by their content.